What if escaping desperation, boredom, and misery forever wasn't about grand gestures, but intentional choices? Let's answer the question burning in your bones. How to get a life. Not just any life, but one rooted in respect, audacity, and sovereignty. Welcome to Feminine Queen, where we don't dabble in survival. We curate empires. Let's be brutally elegant. A life worth claiming isn't found, it's forged. Ignore this, and desperation becomes your shadow. Boredom your prison guard. Misery your default setting. You'll scavenge for validation, tolerate half-hearted love, and seethe as others bloom while you wilt. But listen, Queen. Your existence isn't a subplot. It's a cinematic masterpiece demanding center stage. Commit to designing a life so potent it vibrates with self-reverence, and watch hierarchies collapse. No more begging for seats at tables. You'll build them. No more dimming your light to comfort others. You'll blaze trails. This isn't self-care, fluff. It's alchemy. A purpose-built life doesn't make you intimidating. It makes you irreplaceable. The friend who ignites revolutions. The lover who sets standards. The woman who enters spaces not to fit in, but to redefine them. If you're done with desperation's chokehold, boredom's monotony, and misery's lies, welcome home. We're torching the lie that fulfillment is earned and rebuilding it as your birthright. By the end, you'll wield more than strategies. You'll command a kingdom where every choice gleams with intention. Crowns on? Hey, beautiful soul. Let's chat like old friends over coffee. I'm so excited to walk this path with you, sharing not only strategies, but heartfelt moments that remind you how loved you are. Think of this as our special time to connect and elevate every little piece of your being. We're dissecting 11 ruthless pillars to construct this reality, beginning with the step everyone romanticizes but no one masters. 1. Crown your health as non-negotiable royalty. Your body is the throne from which you reign. Neglect it, and your entire empire crumbles. Physical vitality isn't about vanity. It's about wielding energy as your superpower. Imagine striding into rooms with the stamina of a warrior and the glow of someone who chooses life. Swap lethargy for ferocity. Dance in your living room at dawn. Blend greens into potions that ignite your cells, and let sweat become your sacred ritual. When your temple thrives, you command rooms, outlast doubters, and magnetize opportunities. Health isn't a chore, it's your birthright. Treat it like one. And just between us, nurturing your body isn't just about workouts or diets. It's about loving every curve, every scar, and every bit of you. Embrace your routines with a smile, knowing that every healthy choice is a little hug for your soul. But this isn't just about green smoothies and gym selfies. It's about reclaiming sovereignty over your time. Schedule workouts like boardroom meetings. Reframe meals as ceremonies. Light candles, savor flavors, reject the tyranny of rushed lunches over sinks. Your energy is currency. Stop spending it on distractions that drain you. When you prioritize vitality, you become a walking revolution, proof that women can be both soft and savage, nurturing and unstoppable. 2. Architect a multi-dimensional identity. You are not a monolith. To reduce yourself to wife, CEO, or mom is to shrink your soul into a cardboard cutout. Design a life where your passions collide like constellations. Monday, you're a painter. Wednesday, a strategist. Saturday, a wildflower foraging in untamed fields. Cultivate layers. A woman who quotes poetry while negotiating contracts, who gardens in silk pajamas. When one facet dims, another ignites. Never let the world pigeonhole you. Be unapologetically uncontainable. Imagine each new hobby or interest as a delightful conversation with yourself. A way to say, yes, I'm curious. And yes, I deserve every bit of wonder life has to offer. It's like collecting tiny treasures that make your identity glow. Think of your identity as a mosaic. Collect shards of curiosity. Take a pottery class. Study astrology. Volunteer at an animal shelter. Let contradictions coexist. Be the CEO who writes fan fiction, the mother who pole dances. Society fears women who cannot be labeled. Use that fear as fuel. Your complexity is your crown. Refuse to apologize for taking up space in every room, every role, every realm that calls to you. 3. Curate your social universe like a gallery. Your inner circle is a reflection of your worth. Stop auctioning your time to energy vampires and lukewarm connections. Host dinners where conversations crackle like fire. Invite the philosopher, the rebel, the dreamer. Seek tribes that sharpen your edges, not dull your spark. If a relationship feels like a scratchy sweater, burn it. You're not a charity for mediocrity. Surround yourself with souls who mirror your hunger for depth, laughter, and audacity. Picture your social circle as a cherished book collection, each friend a story that inspires and uplifts you. It's about creating moments where every laugh and shared secret feels like a warm, empowering embrace. But curation requires brutality. Audit your relationships annually. Ask, does this person make me feel like lightning or lead? Cut the maybe ties. True queens don't collect followers. They attract co-conspirators. Build a coven of women who will howl at the moon with you, then strategize world domination by sunrise. Remember, loneliness is better than dilution. A solitary queen with standards beats a crowd of compromises. 4. Rewild your routine. Civilization has tamed you into predictability. Break the leash. Replace Netflix and takeout with moonlit hikes, impromptu road trips to nowhere, or tango lessons in a stranger's basement. Let spontaneity be your compass. The magic happens when you ditch the script. Forget balance. Seek adventure. Burn the calendar. Let your life smell like bonfires and foreign spices. Take a deep breath and imagine the thrill of unplanned adventures, where every step is a new discovery. Sometimes it's in those unscripted moments you reconnect with the wild, free spirit inside you. Routine is the enemy of reinvention. Shock your system. Sleep under the stars once a month. Take cold plunges at dawn. Eat a food that terrifies you. The goal isn't to collect Instagram moments, it's to remind your soul it's alive. When you rewild, you shed societal armor and rediscover primal intuition. A woman in touch with her feral self cannot be gaslit, manipulated, or tamed. She becomes a force of nature. 5. Forge alliances with the unknown. Fear thrives in comfort's shadow. Deliberately court discomfort. Take a solo trip to a city where you don't speak the language, learn to surf at 45, or sing karaoke off-key in a dive bar. New experiences aren't just fun. They rewire your brain to crave growth over safety. Every risk taken is a love letter to your future self. Stagnation is death in slow motion. Choose reinvention. Imagine the thrill of uncertainty as a gentle push that encourages you to explore uncharted parts of yourself. Each new challenge is like a heartfelt conversation with life, inviting you to bloom in unexpected ways. The unknown is not your foe, it's your muse. Let it unravel you. Book a one-way ticket. Say yes to the gig that terrifies you. Embrace the vertigo of not knowing how it ends. The magic? You'll survive. More than survive, you'll thrive. Each leap into darkness teaches your spirit to glow in the absence of maps. Stop waiting for guarantees. Fortune favors the recklessly curious. Feminine royalty? This is your manifesto. You're here because mediocrity suffocates you, because you crave a life that terrifies and electrifies you. What follows isn't a checklist. It's a war cry, a demand to stop playing small in a world that needs your wildfire. The next steps? They're for women who'd rather shatter chandeliers than dim their light. Let these words be a gentle reminder from a friend. You are powerful, worthy, and infinitely capable. Every line here is a call to celebrate the magic that is uniquely you. Noster 6. Master the alchemy of self-evolution. Growth isn't a phase, it's your eternal flame. Dissect your fears like a scientist. Dissect your dreams like a poet. Study astrophysics, memorize Rumi, or master the art of sourdough, but never stop expanding. Your mind is a universe. Feed it forbidden knowledge, challenge your biases, and let curiosity be your compass. A queen who stops learning is a crown gathering dust. Think of every new lesson as a warm chat with your future self, where each discovery makes you feel more vibrant and whole. It's like adding a new color to your already brilliant palette. Self-evolution means murdering your past selves. Bury the woman who people-pleased, who muted her opinions, who chose safety over sovereignty. Grieve her, then dance on her grave. Reinvent relentlessly. Take courses that intimidate you. Hire coaches who crack you open. Growth isn't pretty, it's messy, raw, and utterly necessary. The goal? Die every decade as a newer, fiercer version. Taurus 7. Weaponize your aesthetic. Your presence should drop like a diamond anvil. Cultivate a signature style that screams, I exist, whether it's crimson lipstick at 7 a.m. or combat boots under a ball gown. Let your wardrobe be armor and art. When you walk into spaces, leave a trail of whispers. Beauty isn't shallow. It's a strategic rebellion against invisibility. Imagine your style as a fun conversation starter, a way to whisper secrets about your inner strength and flair to everyone around you. Every outfit becomes an ode to the queen you are. But aesthetics transcend clothes. Design your environment like a stage. Fill your home with art that haunts, music that thrums in your bones, scents that evoke memory and magic. Your aesthetic is a language. Speak it boldly. Let your Instagram feed, your office desk, even your grocery list scream you. In a world that homogenizes, your uniqueness is an act of defiance. Sash 8. Build a legacy, not a resume. Stop chasing trophies. Create something that outlives you. A novel, a scholarship fund, a garden that blooms for generations. Legacy isn't about ego. It's about etching your essence into the world. What will they say of you when you're stardust? Will your name be a footnote or a revolution? Let's chat heart to heart. Every small act of kindness, every bold decision, and every spark of creativity you share writes a story that outlasts time. Your legacy is built in these gentle, courageous moments. Legacy lives in whispers. The way your granddaughter smiles like you. The stranger who quotes your words. The tree you planted that outgrows your lifespan. Start small, mentor fiercely, love recklessly, leave every room better than you found it. Your legacy isn't a grand finale. It's the sum of 1,000 intentional acts. Burn so brightly that your light becomes a compass long after you're gone. Not 9. Seduce Solitude. A queen who fears being alone is a prisoner. Carve caves of silence into your days, mornings with journals, nights under constellations. In solitude, you hear the whispers of your soul. Loneliness is for those who haven't met themselves. You're a whole damn symphony. Take a moment to think about solitude as your most honest companion, a quiet friend who listens, comforts, and empowers you when the world feels too loud. It's in these gentle silences that your true self sings. But solitude isn't escapism, it's excavation. Sit with the parts of you that ache, the dreams you've buried, the rage that fuels you. Journal until your hand cramps. Scream into pillows. Forgive yourself. Solitude is where you meet your shadow and crown it. Only then can you love others without losing yourself. A woman at peace with silence is a woman no one can manipulate. Top 10. Monetize your magic. Turn your quirks into currency. That hobby? It's an empire waiting to erupt. The world pays premiums for authenticity. Bake tarot readings into a podcast. Sell paintings of your nightmares. Or teach chaos theory in stilettos. Your uniqueness isn't a liability. It's a license to print gold. Let's chat like we're sharing secrets over tea. Your talents, however quirky they seem, are your superpowers. Every little passion you nurture is a step toward a thriving creative business that celebrates you. But monetizing magic requires audacity. Charge your worth, then double it. Say no to clients who dim your spark. Build a brand that's unapologetically you. The goal isn't just wealth, it's freedom. Freedom to create, to rest, to fund your wildest whims. Remember, the patriarchy fears a woman who owns her value. Be terrifying. 11. Rewrite the rules of pleasure. Stop waiting for permission to revel. Bathe in champagne, wear sequins to the grocery store, or book a suite just to sleep in silk sheets. Life isn't a dress rehearsal. Indulgence isn't decadence, it's defiance. Celebrate yourself like a pagan festival. The patriarchy hates a woman who enjoys her life. Be that woman. Imagine pleasure as that warm embrace after a long day. It's your moment to smile, laugh, and savor every sensation. Let your heart know that enjoying life is not only allowed but celebrated. Pleasure is power. Take siestas. Feast on mangoes naked. Let orgasms be spiritual practice. Society polices women's joy. Reclaim it. Your happiness is a middle finger to systems that profit from your shrinking. Dance in storms. Laugh too loudly. Devour life like it's your last meal. A woman who prioritizes pleasure cannot be controlled. She's too busy tasting heaven. A life unchosen is a life endured. Let that truth sink into your bones like winter's first frost. Sharp, awakening, impossible to ignore. This is the Stoic reckoning that separates queens from casualties. Because while the world sells you distraction, delusion, and temporary comforts, the ancient warriors and philosophers whispered a different truth. Your suffering is not fate, it's feedback. Your boredom? A blinking red light on the dashboard of your soul, screaming, you were made for more. Your desperation? The ghost of choices unmade, opportunities untaken, power unclaimed. The antidote? Sovereignty. Not the flimsy #deep self-care the world peddles, but the kind of sovereignty that rewires your nervous system, the kind that turns your why me into try me. The Stoics didn't just study life, they seized it. And here's what they knew that you must internalize. Waiting is a slow suicide. Motivation is a myth. Discipline is divine. The perfect time is a fairy tale for those too afraid to dirty their hands with action. You don't find purpose, you forge it, one deliberate decision at a time. Your emotions are not your enemies, they're your informants. Boredom, it's your soul's way of saying, you're smarter than this. Misery, a billboard flashing, you're betraying your potential. Desperation, the final warning before self-respect leaves the chat. The obstacle is not in your way, it is the way. Every rejection, a redirection. Every failure, curriculum. Every no, the universe's way of saying not here, keep going. Your Stoic battle plan. Stop asking for permission. The world doesn't give crowns, it responds to them. Kill passivity like it insulted your ancestors. Action isn't just power, it's prayer. Treat your mind like sacred ground. What you allow to grow there will manifest in your life. The invitation. This isn't inspiration, it's provocation. A call to stop letting life happen to you and start happening to life. So tell me now, what will you choose? The numb comfort of someday or the electric ache of starting now? Before you go, remember that every heartbeat is a gentle reminder of how much you are cherished. Imagine me sitting with you, whispering words of encouragement and love, urging you to take that next brave step with a smile. If you're ready to trade excuses for empire, hit like with the force of a woman who's done settling. Comment, I choose power, and tag someone who needs this fire. And subscribe, because this is just the first brick in the palace you're building. Remember this, long after the algorithms fade and the trends die, legacy remains. So build yours so boldly, so unapologetically, that history has to make room for you. Until next time, stay dangerous.